India's Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav is also in Switzerland to attend the World Economic Forum. Ashwini Vaishnav met Swiss Federal Railways delegation and had a detailed discussion on safety, technology and maintenance practices. He also visited rail coach manufacturing plant of Stadler Rail at St. Margrethen. India's space economy has plunged to $8 billion and is projected to touch $44 billion in the next decade as space economy sector welcomes private investments. Dr. Jitendra Singh, Minister of State for Science and Technology, shared an in-depth conversation about India's transformation in the industry, lauding startups and FDIs for fueling innovation and milestones like indigenous Gaganyaan mission, the upcoming Chandrayaan-4, Shukrayaan and the Indian Space Station showcases India's robust trajectory. Moreover, missions like SpareX enabling docking capabilities are marking a leap in technological advancement, while the Vyom Mitra Robo mission works as a precursor to human space exploration, strengthening India's stance globally. As India gears up to celebrate its 76th Republic Day on 26th of January, preparations for the Grand Parade are on at full swing in the national capital. From disciplined march of the soldiers to cutting-edge military equipment, the parade promises to showcase strength, diversity and resilience of our great nation. Let's take a look at what's in store in this report ahead.
In the chilly winter mornings of New Delhi, the Indian Armed Forces are in the final stages of their rigorous preparations for the Republic Day Parade. A harmonious blend of tradition and technology will be on full display, highlighting the valor and history of the nation's defenders. Leading the parade will be the 6 marching contingents of the Indian Army, each representing a legacy of courage and sacrifice. The contingents include the Brigade of Guards, the Mahar Regiment, the Jat Regiment, the Garhwal Rifles, the Jammu and Kashmir Rifles and the Corps of Signals. Accompanying these contingents is the Army Band, whose powerful patriotic tunes will echo through the venue, inspiring pride in every heart. Adding a touch of heritage is the Mounted Cavalry of the 61st Cavalry Regiment, the world's last operational horse-mounted unit. This year's parade will also highlight the operational prowess of the Indian Armed Forces, featuring equipments including the T-90 Bhishma tank, mechanized infantry with ICV BMP-2, Sarath and Namis, showcasing mobility and firepower, quick reaction fighting vehicles ensuring rapid deployment capabilities, the Pinaka multiple launch rocket system famed for precision and impact, the battlefield engineering marvel, the short span bridging system, surveillance systems like Sanjay for real-time awareness. Adding to this impressive lineup are advanced systems like the Akash Air Defense Weapon System, the indigenous BrahMos missile system, and the Grad BM-21 rocket launcher, reflecting the nation's strides towards self-reliance under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. This year's Republic Day is not just a celebration of military might, but also a testament to India's innovation, progress, and indomitable spirit. Akshay Dongre, DD India.
NCC cadets from 18 friendly nations will take part in the Republic Day Parade this year. Visiting India for the first time, these cadets have had the opportunity to explore a glimpse of Indian culture and history. DD India correspondent Vishal Baristo spoke to cadets from Russia to find out more.
Here at the NCC camp, the friendly nations are also there, and we have a long-standing friend of India, that is Russia. So is it your first visit? What did you like here?
Yes, it's my first visit to India, especially with delegations. And first of all, I was here 3 times as a tourist. India is just as a country incredible.
First visit to India, and before that, I knew about India only from internet and news, but now when I'm here, I'm just impressed.
Now, did you make friends with the NCC cadets here?
Yeah, I've met there a lot of friends from Bhutan, from Nepal, also from India. So our guide Rajvi, so he's very friendly.
What memories are you going to take back from India?
I want to take back from India the memories of course, Taj Mahal, because I was impressed. And of course, cadet friendship.
The hospitality that they enjoyed here with cameraman Ashish in Delhi. This is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
India's Ministry of Defence has signed a contract with Heavy Vehicles Factory for the procurement of 47 Tank 72 bridge-laying tanks for the Indian Army. The contract, with a total cost of 1,560.52 crore rupees, was inked by senior officials of the Ministry of Defence and Heavy Vehicles Factory and Armoured Vehicle Nigam Limited in the presence of Defence Secretary Rajesh Kumar Singh in New Delhi. The BLT, its critical equipment which is employed to launch bridges during offensive and defensive operations by mechanized forces. It provides the integral bridging capability to the tank and armoured vehicle fleet, enhancing battlefield mobility and offensive capability. You're watching DD India News Hour. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, we'll get you all the Maha Kumbh updates from the holy city of Prayagraj. Political parties intensify campaigning for Delhi elections. Western Himalayan region braces for rain, snowfall, dense fog in northern parts.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
This week on Defence Dynamics, explore the Indian Army's game-changing all-terrain vehicles, including amphibious JSW, Gecko and Polaris ATVs. Also, what makes the Rafale marine fighter jets a transformative asset for the Indian Navy. Discover how INS Mumbai's participation in exercise La Perouse strengthens India's maritime strategy. Learn why Armenia's choice of India's Trajan artillery system signals a shift in defense partnerships. Watch Defense Dynamics at 8 p.m. IST, Wednesday, only on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour, and now we get to you the latest from Maha Kumbh, the largest gathering of humans on the planet. On the 10th day of Maha Kumbh, Prayagraj continues to welcome millions of devotees at Triveni Sangam, the world's largest religious gathering. Millions of devotees have taken a holy dip at the sacred confluence so far. Being held after 12 years, the Maha Kumbh will continue in Prayagraj until February 26th. Over its 45-day duration, this grand spiritual gathering is expected to draw more than 40 crore devotees, including pilgrims and visitors from across the globe. Uttar Pradesh government is set to hold a special cabinet meeting in Prayagraj on Wednesday. All 54 ministers of the Uttar Pradesh cabinet have been invited to the meeting that is likely to approve several significant proposals and schemes for the state. Charity is a strong pillar of Maha Kumbh's vision and mission. And to ensure this, Netra Maha Kumbh is taking place for the first time ever in the 10th city. The mega eye camp is giving millions of devotees free services, medicines and doctor consultations. Deepika Mahato brings us more details about one of its kind initiative at Kumbh.
Charity or daan has a special significance in India's culture. It is also one of the strongest pillars of the greatest festival of Maha Kumbh, which is currently underway in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj. One such event of charity which is unfolding for the first time ever is Netra Kumbh, which is an eye camp. The camp is giving free medicines, eye drops, doctor consultations and specs to thousands of devotees each day. Speaking about this unique initiative, the general manager said that this has been a dream project.
To achieve the goal OPD of 5 lakhs and free spectacles 3 lakhs to the all class of peoples.
More than 60 doctors are residing in the Kumbh premises, whereas more than 700 doctors are travelling to attend to the patients at Netra Kumbh.
Around 750 doctors have arrived here in Maha Kumbh to see the patients, to operate them and to give them the best of the advices. We have with us few of the resident doctors. There are around 60 resident doctors who are residing at one single point of time. Let's talk with them.
I'm an eye surgeon. It is a big honor to be here. We have come here to give our health services. Really, it is very nice arrangement. I appreciate the organizing team.
I appreciate the initiative by Yogi government, and this Netra Kumbh is really going to help a lot to the resident people as well as from all over India.
Netra Kumbh is setting a new benchmark, ensuring safety and security as well.
Meeting all the patients here at a setup which is the largest and the oldest congregation of devotees. And not only this, the patients are also getting eyeglasses. They are getting, and everything is for free. There is no cost that the patients have to pay here. And the aim is also to cater the larger number of audience here across India. With camera person Shiv Suman, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Maha Kumbh.
All right, Deepika Mahato joins us from Prayagraj. Deepika, good morning. It's the 10th day of the Kumbh Mela, the Maha Kumbh. Get us more as to what are you witnessing there, how has been the footfall, more importantly, how has been the weather there?
Good morning, Preeti. The weather is quite good. It's really sunny today on the 10th day of Maha Kumbh Festival 2025. And interestingly, when we talk about the importance of it, the significance of it, which is the rare planetary alignment which is happening after 144 years, now that planetary alignment has begun from yesterday night itself. And today, if we talk about it, when we talk about the VVIP visits, the cabinet meeting is happening today at Maha Kumbh, which is in itself creating a new record. And after the cabinet meeting, all the union ministers will be taking a holy dip at the ghat here. We are right now at the Arail Ghat, and I would quickly request my camera person to pan around and show you the arrangements that have been put in place at the Arail Ghat. You can see how well equipped Arail Ghat is. This is the main Triveni Sangam area which you can see in the visuals right now. And if you would pan towards the areas where the equipments have been placed, you can see the changing rooms. More than 50 changing rooms have been put in place across this particular Arail Ghat. Apart from that, when we talk about it, there are boats, there are jetties available for all the devotees there, and there are special private jets also for all other people who are willing to come in and wanted to be treated in a very VIP manner. Apart from that, for the kids, there are special arrangements because there are many entertainment spots also here at the Arail Ghat for the people. And apart from that, for the shoppers, there are many stalls which have been put across the Arail Ghat for the availability of important items which the devotees may need during their visit to the Arail Ghat. Apart from that, on the other side of the Arail Ghat, many ashrams, right from Parmars to other ashrams which have been lined up. The designated places have been allotted to these gurus who can, sit and their disciples can sit at the Arail Ghat itself, meditate, and then come on the holy day, take the holy snan, holy dip, and go back to their respective places to perform yoga, snan and dhyan, Preeti.
All right, Deepika, you must have talked to the devotees there who have come. Tell us, what are you gauging? How do people of today's time, how are they, how do they look forward to their participation at the Kumbh Mela? Because in your reports, in the visuals which you've been sending us, you've been seeing people of all age groups. It's not just the elderly, but the youth are also, present there in large numbers. How do they connect themselves to the Kumbh?
We've been talking to so many people since the time we've come here, Preeti, and right from Gen Z to the Sadhvis, everybody is really attached to this particular Maha Kumbh festival because they say that taking the holy dip here really purifies and energizes the entire body and soul. The whole aura of this particular place is so pure, is so devotional, and is so energetic that they forget all their challenges, forget all their problems, and they want to immerse themselves in the pure devotion which the place brings, which this particular place brings, and especially at the time of Maha Kumbh, and more importantly when this divine energy is taking place in 144 years. And this is all the more reason why everybody, not just the Indians, but global audiences are also coming in, global devotees are also coming in from across the places. Many global tourists are also coming in to witness this congregation and the confluence of the Triveni Sangam, which is the confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, and the congregation of all the devotees. Because now when we talk about the number of devotees, till yesterday more than 9 crore people have taken the holy dip, which means people of all the ages, people of all the age groups, people of all caste, creeds, background, transcending boundaries and coming on from across the globe here, Preeti, all are really connected to the divine energy that one can witness here on the holy ghats.
All right, Deepika, also, we have been telling people about how this time's Kumbh Mela is technologically, advanced and connected. Get us more as to how do you see the impact of digital India there at Kumbh?
When we talk about the impact of digital India, it is really and indeed very technologically driven, right from the security arrangements to the navigation of it. One can navigate the entire Kumbh area because this is a new district which has been designated officially by the UP government. So one can navigate it through the help of the AI chatbot. And apart from that, when we talk about the treatment of all the patients, of all the devotees, there are modern equipments which have been put in place across small OPDs because Health Kumbh is also being focused here throughout this particular edition of Maha Kumbh. And apart from that, when we move forward, when we look at the ambulances here, there are air ambulances which are present, there are ambulance cars which are present on the land, and apart from that, right behind me, it's a bit far off in the middle of the Triveni Sangam, but there are ambulances which are present inside, in between the Triveni Sangam river. So all accessibility has been ensured by the government, making it technologically a prowess when we talk about it. And when we talk to the global visitors also, they say that this is a very beautiful sight because technology, devotion and tradition, all three are coming together to make this Maha Kumbh a grand success. Preeti.
All right, Deepika, we leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details from Maha Kumbh. All right, scores of national and international organizations are coming together to make the Maha Kumbh a fruitful experience for devotees. ISKCON is one such organization which is ensuring that no devotee should remain hungry. It is serving free meals to more than 50,000 pilgrims every day through their mega kitchen. DD India's Deepika sends us this report from Ground Zero.
Crores of devotees are walking in every day to Triveni Sangam for taking the holy dip. To ensure that none of the devotees remain hungry, many organizations have come together to serve free food or prasadam. One of the organizations is ISKCON, who has set up a mega kitchen to serve more than 50,000 devotees every day.
We are here at Prayagraj, where the biggest and the oldest congregation of devotees is taking place in the form of Maha Kumbh 2025, where crore of devotees are coming in each day. Now we are going to take a deep dive into how millions of people are being served, that too for free. Behind me you can see all the ladies here who are sitting here and doing the selfless work of preparing and cooking the food for the millions of devotees.
The management ensures that the food is clean and tasty. At the same time, they are adding nutritional value to the meals of devotees considering the cold weather conditions.
At this level, every day we're distributing around 1 lakh meal, and on the weekend, on the Isnan day, it goes more and more. In fact, on the day, a few days back, in fact, when there was too much rush, basically on the day of Makar Sankranti, we distributed 2 to 3 lakh meal.
The sumptuous meal is not only helping the devotees in enjoying free and healthy meal, but also ensuring that the purpose of charity at the Maha Kumbh is fulfilled.
And this is how ISKCON is serving millions of people through this 45-day mega congregation of devotees at Maha Kumbh in Prayagraj. With camera person Shiv Suman, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Prayagraj.
Let's get you updates on tele-assembly polls now. The run-up to the assembly elections, scheduled to be held on February 5th, has seen political parties leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters and gain a leg up against their rivals. While welfare measures are seen as the biggest factor behind the ruling Aam Aadmi Party's victory in the national capital in the last 2 elections, other political parties are also lined up several promises that mirror the schemes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, among other top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, will start campaigning for the Delhi elections. Prime Minister Modi will have a virtual dialogue with booth presidents on January 22nd. North India has experienced bright sunshine over the past 2 days, providing significant relief from the cold conditions. However, for those assuming that winter is coming to an end, it's time to reconsider. India's Weather Department has clarified that winter is here to stay, at least for another week in January, with rain expected in Delhi NCR, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir from Wednesday. A cold wave continues to grip the Kashmir Valley, with temperatures plunging to -degrees. The mercury has dropped further in many areas, making daily life more challenging for the residents. Srinagar recorded a minimum temperature of -4 degrees Celsius, while higher altitudes such as Gulmarg and Pilgrim saw temperatures dip even further, reaching extreme lows of -10 degrees Celsius and below. As India marches confidently towards becoming a Viksit Bharat by 2047, the transformative impact of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao program is a testament to how far we have come in our transition from a focus on women development to women-led development. The government is organizing weeks-long celebrations to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao initiative. Sharing a post on X, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote, and I quote him, "Today, we mark 10 years of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao movement. Over the past decade, it has become a transformative, people-powered initiative and has drawn participation from people from all walks of life. Thanks to the dedicated efforts of the people and various community service organizations, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao has achieved remarkable milestones. Districts with historically low child sex ratios have reported significant improvement, and awareness campaigns have instilled a deeper sense of importance of gender equality. I compliment all stakeholders who have made this movement vibrant at the grassroots level. Let us continue to protect the rights of our daughters, ensure their education, and also create a society where they can thrive without any discrimination. Together, we can ensure that the coming years bring even greater progress and opportunity for India's daughters." And I unquote him. A quick look at other stories making it to the headlines from across India now. India's Apex Court will resume hearing on the suo motu case of the rape and murder of a junior doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. A Kolkata Sessions Court earlier sentenced Sanjoy Roy, convicted of the rape and murder of the doctor, to life imprisonment on Monday. Meanwhile, the West Bengal government on Tuesday moved to Calcutta High Court to file an appeal seeking death penalty for the convict. Officials chaired high-level meeting to review arrangements for upcoming Amarnath Yatra 2025 in Jammu and Kashmir. The meeting involved discussions on improvement in health services, sanitation, flood protection measures, solar lighting, parking facilities, mobile connectivity, transport services, contingency plans and other vital infrastructure to ensure a seamless yatra experience for the pilgrims. India's Punjab is set to enforce stricter traffic regulations with the introduction of an online traffic ticket system. The online traffic challan or traffic ticket system will begin from January 26 this year. For better surveillance and traffic management system, advanced cameras will now monitor and record traffic violations such as signal jumping, stop line violations and driving without helmets. Winter Carnival 2025 begins in India's Himachal Pradesh. The 5-day event, which began on Monday, weaves together cultural performances, winter sports and traditional arts, creating a magical atmosphere. The carnival not only preserves and promotes local traditions but also serves as a dynamic platform that brings together artists, athletes and visitors from across India. You're watching DD India News Hour. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, Trump vows to hit EU with tariffs, eyes 10% tariff on China. Trump reverses Biden's foreign policy, adds Cuba back on the US terror list. Deep freeze blankets much of the US, winter storm targets south.
This week on Defense Dynamics, explore the Indian Army's game-changing all-terrain vehicles, including amphibious JSW, Gecko and Polaris ATVs. Also, what makes the Rafale marine fighter jets a transformative asset for the Indian Navy. Discover how INS Mumbai's participation in exercise La Perouse strengthens India's maritime strategy. Learn why Armenia's choice of India's Trajan artillery system signals a shift in defense partnerships. Watch Defense Dynamics at 8 p.m. IST, Wednesday, only on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour. A quick relook at the top stories now. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar attends Quad Foreign Ministers meeting in Washington, D.C. Member nations commit to free and stable Indo-Pacific. Next Quad Leaders Summit to be held in India. US President Trump warns Russia of fresh sanctions if Putin does not negotiate on Ukraine. After Donald Trump's threat to impose 25% tariff, Canada vows strong response while Mexico pledges calm. Death toll in Turkey ski resort fire rises to 76. Authorities working to identify bodies. 9 people detained so far. And in cricket, India to play against England in the first match of the 5-match T20 International Series at Kolkata's Eden Gardens. US President Donald Trump on Tuesday indicated that he may impose fresh sanctions on Russia if President Vladimir Putin refuses to negotiate a deal to end the conflict in Ukraine. Trump made these remarks while talking to media at the White House. However, the US president gave no details on possible additional sanctions. Trump also said that his administration was looking at the issue of sending weapons to Ukraine, adding his view that the European Union should be doing more to support Ukraine. Prior to his inauguration on Monday, Trump vowed to end the Ukraine conflict immediately upon taking office. US President Donald Trump vowed to hit the European Union with tariffs. Trump, in a White House address, cited the need to rectify the EU's trade imbalances with the United States while taking aim once again at Beijing over fentanyl trafficking. Trump had already imposed large tariffs on China during his first term.
The European Union is very, very bad to us. They treat us very, very badly. They don't take our cars. They don't take our cars at all. They don't take our farm products, essentially. They don't take very much. We have a $350 billion deficit with the European Union. They treat us very, very badly. So they're going to be in for tariffs. We're talking about a tariff of 10% on China based on the fact that they're sending fentanyl to Mexico and Canada.
While adversaries like Russia and China have kept mum for a few days over Trump's announcements, USA's longtime allies are reacting sharply over his decisions affecting bilateral relations. From trade policies to territorial issues and immigration, leaders from various countries are expressing skepticism about direction Trump's administration will take.
January 20th marked the day Donald Trump officially took office as the 47th President of the United States. But for many foreign leaders, the event was met with trepidation. Hours after taking his oath of office, Trump signaled 25% punitive tariffs against the United States' two major trading partners that could come as early as February 1. In retaliation, Canada vowed strong pushback while Mexico urged calm in the face of US President Donald Trump's trade threats. I'm convinced the relationship between Mexico and the United States will be good and respectful, where dialogue will prevail. Our vision is of Mexican humanism, of fraternity between people and nations. But we'll always keep our head high. Meanwhile, in Europe, Germany's conservative opposition leader Friedrich Merz, frontrunner in polls to become the next chancellor, urged a united European stance in talks with President Trump. Whereas German Chancellor Olaf Scholz hoped for United States to continue to be closest ally outside Europe. Scholz also noted that Trump and his administration will keep the world on tenterhooks in the coming years.
The United States is our closest ally outside Europe. I will do everything I can to ensure that it stays that way. Our first discussion with President Trump and the contacts between our advisors point in this direction. Trump and his administration will keep the world on tenterhooks in the coming years in energy and climate policy, in trade policy, in foreign and security policy. But we can and will deal with all of this.
Greenland's Prime Minister Mute Egda has firmly rejected the idea of the island being taken over by the US and asserted that Greenlanders do not want to become Americans.
We are Greenlanders. We don't want to be Americans. We don't want to be Danish either. Greenland's future will be decided by the Greenland. And I must insist that the future of Greenland will be decided by the Greenland.
Panama has taken tougher stand by complaining to the United Nations over US President Trump's worrying threat to seize the Panama Canal. In a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the government of Panama City urged the United Nations chief to refer the matter to the United Nations Security Council. As President Trump makes announcements after announcements related to international relations, how he responds to these international concerns will undoubtedly shape US foreign policy. That will also be a major factor, whether he succeeds in changing the course of world dynamics or it just becomes the conflict points. Akshi Hansda's report for DD India.
United Nations agencies extended regret over United States decisions to withdraw from the World Health Organization and the Paris Agreement on climate change. US President Donald Trump announced the sweeping series of executive orders on his first day in office. WHO spokesperson Tariq Shasarevich underscored the agency's crucial role in protecting the health and security of the world's people, including the Americans. He stressed over WHO's role in addressing root causes of diseases, helping health system and responding to health emergencies, often in dangerous places where others cannot go. US was WHO's largest single donor, accounting for 18% of the agency's budget in 2013.
WHO plays a crucial role in protecting the health and security of the world's people, including Americans, by addressing the root causes of disease, building stronger health systems, and detecting, preventing, and responding to health emergencies, including disease outbreaks, and often in dangerous places where others cannot go.
Claire Nulles from UN Weather Agency reacted on Trump's decision to withdraw from the 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change, calling the need for the pact pretty obvious. She said that climate change is making weather more extreme, accounting for a rise in weather-related disasters such as the recent wildfires in California.
The United States of America accounts for the lion's share of global economic losses from weather, climate and water-related hazards. And I'm quoting here from US figures. According to the US figures, US has sustained more than 400 weather and climate disasters since 1980, where overall damages or costs exceeded $1 billion.
On his first day in office, President Donald Trump reinstated Cuba's designation as a state sponsor of terrorism, reversing an executive order issued by former President Joe Biden just last week. Biden had announced plans to lift the designation as part of a Vatican-brokered deal to free the political prisoners in Cuba. Following the announcement, Cuban authorities began releasing detainees, including some arrested during the 2021 protests over economic hardships and government policies. Cuba has freed around 150 prisoners of the 553 it promised to release. Many of these prisoners were jailed for their role in the 2021 protests. South Korea's arrested President Yoon Suk-yeol on Tuesday attended the third formal hearing of his impeachment trial at the Constitutional Court in Seoul. Yoon, during the hearing, denied ordering military commanders to drag lawmakers out of parliament during his short-lived bid to impose martial law. Yoon said he had worked in public service with a firm commitment to free democracy. Parliament voted to impeach Yoon last month, and last week the Constitutional Court began a trial to decide whether to permanently remove him from office. If the court rules against Yoon, he will lose presidency and elections will be called within 60 days. South Korea's transport ministry said on Wednesday that it would remove the concrete embankment installed at Muan International Airport following last month's Jeju air crash, its deadliest domestic air disaster. While investigators are still probing the case, experts have said that the massive berm that supported navigation antennas at the end of the runway likely made the disaster more deadly than it might have been otherwise. In some of the first widespread reforms announced since the crash, authorities said they will make new foundations or other adjustments for similar antennas at 7 airports, including Muan and Jeju International Airport, one of South Korea's busiest, that are either below ground level or easy to break. The decision came after reviewing the structures housing the antennas that guide landings at the airports across the country, known as instrument landing systems or a localizer. A fire at a ski resort hotel in Turkey's Bolu Mountains killed 76 people and injured dozens, forcing panicked guests to jump out of the windows in the middle of the night. Turkish President Erdogan declared as a day of mourning for victims of the fiery fire that occurred at the resort on Wednesday. Authorities are conducting DNA tests to identify some of the bodies recovered from the scene of the fire. Police detained 9 people as part of the investigation. The police added that prosecutors will shed light on the cause of the fire and people responsible will be brought to justice. Two new wildfires broke in San Diego County in Southern California as powerful Santa Ana winds picked up pace on Tuesday. Fueled by strong Santa Ana winds and dry conditions, a fast-moving brush fire broke out on a hillside shortly after noon in Mission Valley, prompting evacuations and road closures. Police shut down a section of the road and evacuated nearby buildings as ground crews and helicopters battled the fire, which was spreading uphill towards a condominium complex. Another blaze broke out during the early hours on Tuesday in northeastern San Diego County. The Lilac fire damaged building and evacuation orders were put in place for nearly 3,000 residents. The death toll from landslides that struck Pekanlongum region in Indonesia's Central Java province on Tuesday has risen to 17. Head of the Central Java Disaster Mitigation Agency said that over 9 people are still missing following the landslides. The landslides also critically injured 10 individuals, partially damaged 2 houses and swept away several vehicles. The landslide was triggered by heavy rains in the area. The search for those missing has been hampered by rain. Landslides are frequent in Indonesia, especially in the rainy season. The risk of landslides is often increased by deforestation and small-scale illegal mining operations in remote districts. A rare winter storm churned across the U.S. Gulf Coast, bringing heavy snow, ice and wind gusts to a region where flurries are unusual, while much of the United States remained in a dangerous deep freeze. Residents were taking the rare opportunity to walk and play in snow. Up to 5 inches of snow were forecast for Mobile, Alabama, where such accumulations have not been seen in more than 60 years. A snowstorm warning was in effect for 31 million people from southern Texas east through Georgia and north to the Carolinas and into Virginia on Tuesday until Wednesday morning. A quick look at other stories making it to the headlines from across the world now. In Argentina, the 139th person stolen during the country's military dictatorship returned to the homeland. Argentine human rights NGO announced the identification of the person kidnapped in November 1977 and since then had disappeared. Born between January and February 1978, the person returns to homeland after 47 years. Noah Trevor, the Emmy-winning comedian and presenter, is set to host the Grammy Awards. Superstar singer Beyonce leads the pack of the nominees this year. The Recording Academy and CBS announced Trevor will also work as a producer on the ceremony, supporting wildfire relief initiatives and honor the dedicated first responders to the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. Louis Vuitton began with their Paris Fashion Week with a lineup of jazzed-up streetwear. Men's creative director Pharrell Williams drew his audience to a rear courtyard of the Louvre Museum. Models strode around the set to marching music at Paris Men's Fashion Week, which runs until January 26th. Globally, high-end labels are grappling with a rare slowdown in appetite for fashion and accessories. However, hopes are pinned on the United States market for growth this year. In Hong Kong, 2 locally born giant panda cubs will be meeting public for the first time next month. Since the birth of the 2 baby pandas last year, residents have been following the cubs. The 6-month-old twins will debut at Ocean Park on February 15th. A naming ceremony for the cubs is also expected along with the events. You're watching DD India News. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, Trump announces a $500 billion AI infrastructure investment in the US. Netflix adds record 18.9 million subscribers in Q4 to go past 300 million milestone. We'll get you all the updates from the world of hockey.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News. Let's get to updates from the world of business now. US President Donald Trump on Tuesday announced private sector investment of up to $500 billion to fund artificial intelligence infrastructure. The announcement on Trump's second day in office follows the rolling back of former President Joe Biden's executive order on AI that was intended to reduce the risks artificial intelligence poses to consumers, workers, and national security.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
AI requires enormous computing power, pushing demand for specialized data centers that enable tech companies to link thousands of chips together in clusters. OpenAI, SoftBank and Oracle plan a Texas-based joint venture called Stargate and have committed $100 billion initially and then up to $500 billion to Stargate over the next 4 years.
I think this will be the most important project of this era, and as Masa said, for AGI to get built here, to create hundreds of thousands of jobs, to create a new industry centered here,
This is not just for business. As Rani said, this will help people's life. This will help solving many, many issues, difficult things that otherwise we could not have solved with the power of AI.
AI holds incredible promise for all of us, for every American. We've actually been working with OpenAI for a while and with Masa for a while. The data centers are actually under construction.
On TikTok, Donald Trump said he was open to billionaire Elon Musk buying the social media app if the Tesla CEO wanted to do so.
Are you open to Elon buying TikTok?
I would be if he wanted to buy it, yeah.
And on your inauguration,
I'd like Larry to buy it too. I have the right to make a deal. And I've met with owners of TikTok, the big owners. It's worthless if it doesn't get a permit.
Global stocks gained on Wednesday as a flurry of new policies from the US President Donald Trump combined with robust corporate earnings to bolster investor optimism. Wall Street stocks jumped on Tuesday as markets greeted early moves by US President Donald Trump that raised hopes the new tariffs won't be as bad as feared. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 1.2%, while S&P 500 gained 0.9%. The tech-rich Nasdaq Composite Index also advanced 0.6%. Most Asian markets also extended a global rally on Wednesday as investors gave a cautious welcome to Donald Trump's first full day in office. Japan's Nikkei jumped 1.4%, tracking broad gains on Wall Street. Taipei also joined in with a big jump, with a chip titan and market heavyweight TSMC up more than 2%, while Seoul was also helped by big gains in SK Hynix and LS Electric. There were also gains in Sydney, Singapore, Wellington and Manila. China and Hong Kong stocks, however, weakened after US President Trump hinted at potential new tariffs on Chinese imports. Chinese blue chips fell 1.2%, while Shanghai Composite Index lost 0.9%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index also lost 1.5%, pulling back from a one-month high. Netflix added nearly 19 million subscribers during the holiday season to finish out last year with more than 300 million subscribers. The company executives credited steady investments in shows and films with helping power growth at the streaming behemoth, while announcing it is increasing prices in Argentina, Canada, Portugal and the United States. Revenue rose 16% over the same time a year ago to $10.2 billion as compared with Wall Street's estimates of $10.1 billion for the quarter. After business, we now turn our focus to sports updates. Team India, led by Surya Kumar Yadav, will take on England in a 5-match T20 international series in Kolkata on Wednesday. Reigning T20 world champions India have been in a terrific form in limited overs cricket. The men in blue have remained unbeaten in bilateral series since their triumph in Barbados. India's squad is further strengthened by the return of pacer Mohammad Shami. As for England, they will be entering the series fresh off a commanding 3-1 victory over West Indies. England announced their playing 11 for the first T20 international on Tuesday. Jos Buttler is set to lead the side, while Harry Brook has been named as the vice captain. In men's hockey, UP Yudras claimed 3 points with a 2-0 win over Team Gonasika in the Hockey India League match on Tuesday. After 2 grueling quarters, Rudras broke the deadlock in the third quarter by converting 2 penalty corners. Tanguy Cousins scored in the 37th minute, while Kane Russell set him up with their after receiving an injection. A few minutes later, Russell also found his name on the scoreboard. Following this win, the Rudras have 15 points in 8 matches, same as the table toppers Tamil Nadu Dragons, who have played a game lesser than the Rudras. Meanwhile, in women's hockey, Odisha Warriors registered a 2-0 penalty shootout victory against Surma Hockey Club in the Women's Hockey India League match on Tuesday. After an intense midfield battle across 4 quarters and no goal to separate the two teams in regular time, the match advanced to penalty shootouts. Sonika and Kathleen Nobbs scored in penalty shootouts, while Jocelyn Bartram made 4 saves to secure the bonus point. Referee struck a dramatic winner in stoppage time as Barcelona came from behind to beat Benfica 5-4 in the thrilling match on Tuesday and virtually ensured a direct qualification to the Champions League last 16. Benfica was leading 4-2 with under 15 minutes remaining, but Barcelona mounted a stunning late comeback to stay 3 points behind the leaders Liverpool. Benfica's Vangelis Pavlidis hit a first half hat-trick for the hosts, partly because of the two big errors by Barcelona goalkeeper Wojciech Szczęsny. However, Robert Lewandowski double goal from the penalty spot, Eric Garcia's header and a brace from Rafinha helped Barcelona claim a stunning late triumph in Lisbon. India dedicates this day to transforming mindset towards valuing and educating the daughters. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao initiative empowers girls, fosters equality and ensures a brighter, inclusive future of the nation. All right, with that, we end this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.